That's a Beauty and the Beast retwelling. Lol. Hi guys, I'm Chantel and welcome back to my third TBR for November. Once again, yeah, there's three. There's my original TBR that I did, my library TBR, and then like readathons keep happening and I want to do a separate TBR for that. So here I am again. I'm going to do things a little differently this time though. So the readathon is the Gilmore Girls Readathon, the Gilmoreathon, I think, hosted by 4 awesome ladies. I mean, I follow 2 of them on BookTube and I'm just gonna assume the other 2 are awesome as well. I'm going to leave all their stuff linked below. I'll do all their announcement videos. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to be a little smart, a little helpful for myself. Instead of picking completely books off of my TBR cart for this readathon, I'm going to also try to pick books from my already created TBR based off of the other 2 videos I did. I'm going to see if I can do some overlap here because I just can't read all the books. I mean, I would love to. I would love to be able to read all the books, but you know, there's just not quite enough time in the day for that, so I'm going to be a little smart. My kids wanted to do a readathon because we did the Hey Reader-a-thon back in October for a week and they really enjoyed participating. They wanted to do their own. So there is a kids readathon going on Hey Reader during the whole month of November. And then I was like, maybe I should join in on that too. So I haven't like pre-looked at my books, but I'm going to go through the Gilmore Girls prompts and then also the kids Hey Reader-a-thon prompts and see what I can all do here. How many I can take off of my stack that I already have, how many I need to take off my TBR cart, and hopefully I don't end up with a ton of books. So if you watched my other videos, these are the books that I'm currently reading for November. Then there's 2 over here that I couldn't decide on something, and then I put out a poll and you all couldn't decide on something because it was a complete tie. But then I figured out from a really nice subscriber a way to kind of like cheat the system and use one of the books from this. So if needed, I will also pick from these books. It's all just kind of a schmoz, but you know, whatever, that's how it goes. Anyway, let's get into the prompts. I did look at the prompts before and I am a little worried I'm not going to be able to find some books for these. Like the first one is read a book set in a small town. Now, I don't like to know a ton of about my books going into them, so I'm not sure how hard this is going to be. First, I'm going to look off of here. Like, I don't know anything about these as far as small town goes. Krakow is pretty big. This is biographies. I think the town that the weed that strings the hangman's bag and that series is set in is pretty small. And I almost wonder if the house on Foster Hill, like, I wonder if this one would count for that because generally the other 2 books of hers that I've read have been amazing. And they are generally, there's 2 timelines and at least one of them is set in a small town. Usually both of them, and they're usually amazing. So this would be really cool if I could use that. Or like I said, this one would also work, I think, because it's pretty much like a village that she lives in. So yeah, this one says an idyllic town. So if it's using the word town, I think either of these would probably fit because this talks about his hometown. It doesn't say small. So I think either of these would work for that prompt. I'm gonna go with this one actually because this readathon is taking place November 15th for a week and I'm gonna want to read this at the beginning of the month. So then I can wait for this one a little later. This is what I'm going to do for that one. This is The Weed That Strings the Hangman's Bag and this is book 2 in the series. And it follows an 11-year-old girl who is like really interested in chemistry, and she's pretty much, it's like a Sherlock Holmes spin-off if Sherlock was 11 and a girl, and this would be it. And French. It's kind of where this kind of fits in. Okay, that was actually easier than I thought. Like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's a small town. We're just gonna have to go with that. Read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. Ooh, okay. First I'm gonna look here. I'm going to look at these two. This is based off of, it's historical fiction, middle grade historical fiction, set in Ireland in 1845. Talks about her sister. There's actually no mention of a mother, so that probably won't work. The Dollmaker of Krakow. This is historical fiction with a fantasy twist. No, not to my knowledge. So now I gotta look at my TBR card. These are the books that I want to get to the most. We're gonna have to move over here a bit. Then on the back side, I have, of this top shelf, I have my library books, and they kind of like fell over onto the top here because there was too many. And then the rest of the books, which I all want to read eventually. But a mother-daughter relationship. This is so hard because I don't really know a ton about my books going into them. Such a good prompt for this readathon because Rory and Lorelai have like an amazing relationship, but I really don't know. I don't read a ton of like really good, like feel-good books, so this one might count. Maybe not so much. This is where you guys would be really good because I know you have read a ton of these and you would be able to tell me if there's a mother-daughter relationship. And like, what does that mean? Just because there's a mother and daughter in it? Oh, wait a minute, here. No, you guys, you're gonna love me. Lenny, I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, and her mother learn the terrible truth. They are on their own. In the wild, there's no one to save them but themselves. So I'm gonna count this one as that. Not like I was, you know, needing another 500 plus pages to add to my November, but I really, really wanted to get to this one in November, so so did a bunch of you. And you're getting your way. There we go. Now, these library books. That's possibly just a recipe for them to all fall on my head, which may have happened once or twice. Just once actually, on video. More than once in real life. Read a book set during fall/winter. Once again, I'm gonna go here first because, yeah, I need a little bit of overlap here. Oh, I'm very interested to see how this one goes. It's sci-fi with dinosaurs and murderous ape men, so that'll be interesting. Let's try this one. Fierce Blizzard. Okay, so I would say that would be winter then, right? I know a bunch of people think I'm going to not like this one. This is a, is it like suspense, maybe? Something of that general. There's a woman on her way to see her mother and she gets stuck in a blizzard and she sees a child in a van and the child is locked in an animal crate. I've heard this, I think it was this one. People think I'm really not going to like it. Something about there being like body horror or something. I really don't know what that means because I have not really read many books in this genre, like thriller slash horror. I think it's thriller. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. And oh, these are some pretty thick books. Yeah, we'll add that one to the stack. At least that means I'm doubling up a few books here. Next one. There is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prompts. Oof. Read a book with complicated love interests. Interesting. I have no idea. Oh, what about A Heart So Fierce and Broken? Oh, I don't know if I want to do this one that week though too. Oof. This would probably, from what I know about A Curse So Dark and Lonely, that's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. There is definitely some complications happening there, and I'm assuming they will continue into this book. But I'm going to look on my cart and see if I can find a book that I think might have a complicated love interest that would be shorter. Maybe I will look at my library books. There's 3 here, but this one is really thick. That one, yeah, let's see. Complicated love interest. Oh, this is Caught in the Middle. I just know that this is supposed to be a love-inspired suspense, but maybe not a complicated love interest. You Owe Me a Murder. This one is about a girl who is no longer with her boyfriend and talks about how she wishes he was dead, and then on a plane she meets someone and tells her this, and all of a sudden her boyfriend ends up dead. That's a complicated love interest in a very different way than Gilmore Girls. Yeah, I just don't know enough about books. Like, there's probably some really obvious ones on here, but without having read them already. Well, I would like to read more of these library books, so I'm going to put this one on there. You Owe Me a Murder. So yeah, 17-year-old girl who she's going to London on a school trip, and her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, is with his new soulmate. Wishful thinking gets a little too real when Kim's ex-boyfriend mysteriously dies. Kim will have to commit a murder or take the fall for one. So yeah, we'll try that. This is kind of ending up to be like a very creepy, depressing Gilmoreathon. Probably like not the vibes you get from the TV show, at least. Read a book by an Asian author / has Asian representation. Now this is one that I thought I would have troubles with because I don't generally pay much attention to the authors that are writing, unless they're like really, really good, or like I don't know much about books going into them, so never mind knowing the race of someone. So Asian. Oh, I do have one and it's huge. I do have one. It's so big. There's no way I'm going to get this all done that week. Kind of scared to take it off of here. This is Safely Home by Randy Alcorn. I believe this is about the persecuted church in China. Something to do with that. And people rave about it. But it's also big. Well, like 400 pages, but like small font. And it's a big book. And, you know, I have 4 others in similar size. And this is, I think it's actually 8 days. It's from the 15th, whatever day of the week that is, to like the next of that day of the week. So I don't think I'll get them done, but I'll maybe try to finish them in November. Let's see what else is there. Bake a fall treat and watch your favorite episode. I can do that. My plan is to purchase the first season. I haven't watched it in years, and just like start with the very first episode and then read the next book in a series you haven't finished. Oh, well, we'll do the Weed That Strings the Hangman's Bag because that one's book 2 in a series that I started but haven't gotten any further in. Oh, phew. That saved me a bit there. So that is all for the Gilmore Girls Readathon. But now I just quickly want to take a look at the Hey Reader kids thing my kids did, because I don't remember the prompts off the top of my head. So they chose 4 prompts for the entire month of November. So you can join it as an adult if you want. The winner is going to get my daughter's favorite book and my son's favorite book and a t-shirt. So if you like middle grade and that kind of thing, feel free to join in. But the first one is an animal on the cover. So I need to look over here. Oh yeah, okay. See? Arthur Conan Doyle's got it here with his dinosaurs on the cover, his little pterodactyls he's got going on. So that will count for my animal on the cover. Then has siblings. Oh yes, I got another one for that. So this Nori Ryan's song, it talks about her sister. Nori's own beloved sister Maggie sets off for Brooklyn in America. So there's that. Okay. Hey, this is working well for me. And then Set in Winter, which we already did. I'm using No Exit for that one. And a necklace or hat on the cover. Okay. Is she wearing one? Nope. Can't see her face. There's no people. No people. No people. Nope. Oh, once again, he's got a hat and actually there's a necklace on this one. So there we go. I didn't have to choose extra books for that. But still, that means my total TBR for the month of November is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. One of them is super short. The rest are all, I would say, close to an average of like 400 to 450 pages. That's a little much if I don't DNF any. I have a feeling there's at least 2 that I will probably DNF. But yeah, so that means these books are my official books for the Gilmore Girls Readathon. I totally followed the prompts. This is not going to give me Gilmore Girls vibes at all though. But hey, that'll be an interesting week, that's for sure. If you guys are joining in on the Gilmore Girls Readathon, let me know what you picked, or like link your video or something. Yeah, I think it will be a fun time. I'm really excited to rewatch one of the episodes, and yeah, I don't know, we'll get weird vibes that week, but it'll be fun. Thanks for watching, guys.